Whether you're picking and grinning or just grinning, grab a drink, pull up a seat. It's time for Roots Music Rambling. Turn it up. All right, Frank. So I sent you a package.
Yes.
And it's not anything crazy, but it was one of those things where I came across it in the store and immediately was like, I have to buy this for Francesca. Absolutely have to. So, but I told for the viewers and listeners out there, I sent her this package, this gift I found for her. And I wasn't like shopping for a gift for her. It was literally it jumped off the shelf and said, you have to buy me and give it to Francesca. And so I shipped it to her, but I told her not to open it until we recorded the next episode of the show. So that's where we are. So Francesca, do the honors and open your package.
This is my unboxing. Okay. Yeah. I'm not going to show the side with the label because no one needs to know my address. I don't want to get any hate mail. Okay. Oh dear. Do I need like a pocket knife or maybe scissors?
I don't know how I don't know how well they packed it. I took it to like the UPS store and had them pack it for me.
I mean, just looking at it, I kind of have an idea of what it is.
Well, I would hope so.
But like with, not any like any more specifically. Okay, right. I'm just going to tear this bitch.
Just do it.
I did it.
Okay.
I did it. Bless America. Okay, it's like Christmas morning, I swear.
Oh, no, you haven't seen the best part yet.
What? Did you meet them?
No.
This was for sale in a store?
It was in Grimey's in Nashville.
Oh, yeah.
So for those people who are listening and can't see the images here, that is an autographed copy of the latest album from the Secret Sisters, which we've heard about from Frank ad nauseum on the show because they're one of her favorite, in a good way. Yeah. One of her favorite acts. And so I'm flipping through albums at Grimey's. This is, a few weeks ago now. And I just, boom, there's an autographed Secret Sisters. And I was like, there's no way in hell I can walk out of here without this record.
Aw, that is so thoughtful. Thank you. I have the best podcast partner ever. I don't care what anybody says, Jason Falls.
There you go.
Can you guys see it? You also can see the...
Yeah, you can. If you're watching, you can probably see that briefly.
Yeah. Thank you. Yes, I do. I love them. And was it not this past? So 2024. This album was one of my top 5 of the year.
Yep.
And it says recorded at Fame Studios. I visited there, and I know Jason has been there too.
Yep.
In Muscle Shoals, Alabama, and Sundrop Sound in Florence, Alabama.
There you go.
There too. Signed, gatefold. Oh, it's a color exclusive as well.
Oh.
Signed, gatefold, pressed on jade vinyl. Should I open it? Should we look at the pretty records?
I don't know. I'm kind of partial to if I get something signed, it goes straight into a frame. I don't look at the record or anything.
Oh, really? Okay.
But that's my choosing. Like I for instance, I have the first copy of Britt Taylor's Kentucky Bluegrass album, Kentucky Blue album.
Mm-hmm.
I bought in a store and it was signed, and I was like really upset that it was signed because I'm like, I want to play this record, but I don't want to not frame a signed copy of the record. And my Dwight Yoakam, the only copy I have of Dwight Yoakam's 3 Pairs album, which is sitting right over my shoulder, is signed, and I've never put it on the turntable. I've never taken it out of the sleeve. Nothing.
Oh, wow.
Like
is
I put
it still
it right
in the plastic?
It's still, no, I think I took it out of the plastic, but I framed it, and I haven't, the record and the sleeve have not been taken out of the jacket. Like it's never been touched. But that's just me. I'm kind of freaky like that. I think there's a lot of people who have signed albums that they unbox and throw on the turntable and listen to. I happen to have a signed North Mississippi All Stars album
Uh-huh.
that I have played on my turntable before I realized it was signed. Like, it was
Oh,
after I
geez.
brought it home and opened it and everything. I looked down and was like, "Oh my God, this is fucking autographed."
But
Um,
okay, so now this is just a question from someone who's not in the know, right? And that someone is me. Now, I'm not like a collector of valuable things or whatever. Like I have some autograph stuff like from athletes. Like
yeah,
I have a signed picture of Brent Seabrook after the Blackhawks won the Stanley Cup in 2012,
nice.
2010, excuse me. Um, okay, so this is signed on the jacket, the
Correct.
outside. Okay. So what harm would it do to play the record or take it out and look at it? Is it just like not worth as much then if the seal is broken?
I think if I were a record store owner and someone came into me and said, "I want to sell you this record. It's an autographed copy of the Secret Sisters." The more that has been done to everything from the packaging to the actual disc, the less I'm going to offer for it.
Okay.
If it came to me like that, factory sealed, signed, special color, whatever the sticker price was of it, I would probably pay. If I were the owner of the thing and wanted to make a profit off of it, I'd probably go about 20% or 30% down and say, if it's worth $100, I'll give you $70 for it. But if you took the seal off and it was not factory sealed anymore, therefore the jacket and the autographs have the ability to be scuffed or
Mm,
damaged, then instead of paying 70%, I'm going to pay 30%.
yeah.
And if
Now,
there's,
okay,
if the,
sorry.
yeah, all the different things, you have to judge. Is the disc in mint condition? Is it in very good? Is it good? And then is the jacket in mint condition? All those different things devalue it marginally until you get
Yeah.
down to why record stores will, "Oh yeah, I'll give you $5 for that $100 album." So,
Now, what if I already know that I have no intention of trying to sell it or anything?
sure, if you do not necessarily think you're ever gonna try to get rid of it or sell it, you don't care how much it's worth, you're just gonna enjoy the medium for what it is,
Mhm.
do whatever you want to with it.
Okay. See,
Um,
that's where I am. Like,
yeah,
especially since this was a gift from you, right?
sure,
Like, I would never. I mean,
sure.
I would have to be really desperate, like, whatever, to have to sell
Hey,
a signed
hey,
album. I know
gas
shit can
prices go up
happen.
again, you never know.
Don't get me started. Um, but yeah, like I don't. Just because simply because it was a gift
Sure.
and it's very thoughtful, and I would not be able to part with it.
Right, right. Well, and I think there are, like, for instance, the Dwight Yoakam album that I've referred to, it actually it's personal. It says, "To Jason,"
Yeah.
your friend or best wishes or something like that, Dwight Yoakam. And so that limits me from ever even being able to sell it if I wanted to. I would never wanna sell that because, like, he's, top 5 of my favorite artists of all
Right.
time. I'm not gonna get rid of that at all. But if I look across, I've got the Hayes Carl album right
Uh-huh.
above it is autographed as well. It's not personalized. So if I ever wanted to sell it, I could. Now, here's what I do with auto. Like, when I got that from, I ordered it from Hayes Carl's website, and apparently I was one of the first how many ever. So it became signed. That actually pissed me off because what that meant is I got to go buy another copy of the album if I want to play it, because I'm putting the Hayes Carl album under glass,
Yeah.
right? If it's autographed. So my thing is, if I have an autographed copy of an album, I try to frame it and then I go buy another copy of it to listen to. And I feel like that's just kind of a measure of my dedication to that artist or whatever. But I also like having these signed albums, on my wall. And I, for whatever reason, I feel like I need to keep the record and everything intact in there, and it's all one unit, and it's that way. When I die, if my kids want to sell it, they can sell it.
I guess that's true, like a
Yeah,
legacy kind of thing.
yeah,
Well, I mean, I I like the idea of framing it, right? Because
mm,
it's a nice,
it's cool.
it's a focal point and a conversation starter.
Yeah.
But like I might take the record out and protect it. So, when I'm not listening to it, and
Sure.
then just put the sleeve in a frame. I don't
Okay.
know. I appreciate your input,
Yeah.
and of course I appreciate the gift. And Tom is way more into this sort of thing than I am. So he's been dying because this was delivered um last week when I was on spring break and I was
Yeah.
out of town. So Tom's like, "You got a record from Jason." I'm like, "What?" I'm like, "No, it was supposed to be a surprise. Like, did you open it?" He goes, "No, it's not addressed to me. I'm not gonna open it." I said,
Right.
"Okay, that's good." Um but how do you know it's a record? And he's like, yeah, it's the
It comes
package, like,
comes in
that
a
can't
12 by
be."
12 box.
Right.
It's real thin. Yeah.
And I was like, "Oh, okay, all right, fine." So he's been dying. He's like, "When are you gonna record again so you can open this? I wanna know what's in there."
Sure.
So maybe I'll make him wait until this episode airs.
Ah, there you go. Torture him a little bit. Yeah,
Ah,
everybody, was going to do it, to each their own. If you want to protect just the jacket because it's autographed, great. If you don't want to protect it at all, that's fine too. My thing is, though, I just feel like it is in some form or fashion to someone out there, collectible and worth money, and I'm going to try to protect it. And I feel like going out and spending another 20, $30 to buy a second copy of the album so I can listen to it isn't much to ask. So that's kind of
true.
my approach. But,
Yeah.
and I've got, let's see, I've got George Dukas, our buddy George Dukas,
Oh,
sitting here
yeah,
with
yeah, yeah.
one of his record there. I got a Brent Cobb signed copy of Keep 'Em on Their Toes. I've got the Britt Taylor thing I told you about, and then I've got Meg McCree,
Mm,
who I bought the album uh, at a
a
merch
show?
table. That's what I was
Oh,
trying to
okay.
say. Merch table at an event when she opened up for Marcus King, and I bought it there. And
Oh, yeah.
she actually peeled open the corner and signed the actual record jacket without me even asking. I wasn't necessarily asking for a signed version of it, but she just went ahead and signed it anyway. I'm like, okay, cool. But immediately I went out to the Guest Room Records here in town and got another copy of it so I could listen to
Yeah.
it because I wanted to frame it. But
Wait, now that we're talking about it, I may already have this album. I feel
well, good.
maybe I do. I can't remember. I'll have to go
Well,
upstairs and check. But
yeah, if you
if
do
so,
now, you just
then
frame the thing and you're good.
right in the frame.
There you go.
Ah, thanks, Jason.
You're very welcome. I just, again, I saw that and I just knew I cannot leave this room without this album. There's no way in hell that I can get away with this. Like if I ever told you, oh, I saw his autographed Sisters album and Grammys once, thought about you, but I didn't buy it, you'd never speak to me again. So,
No, that's not true. But it is very thoughtful and generous, and I very much appreciate it.
well, good. Welcome to Roots Music Ramblers. She's Frank,
And he's false.
and we're rambling on through the stories behind the music we love.
Yes, and, okay, I just unboxed this gift, right? And now I'm even gonna be more excited because we are talking with one of my newer favorite artists, Lucciana Costa. So Luciana is a gifted writer, talented multi-instrumentalist who kind of has her hat in a bunch of different rings.
I'd say, yeah. Most people know her as half of the Americana and alt country duo King Margo, which has had a sniff or two on the Americana charts of late with their single Game Over. She's also involved in friend of the show Gabe Lee's band. So we've heard duets with them before up on the old Spotify's and whatnot. But Luciana is part of many different acts and projects and in various capacities. So we're going to ask her all about that. But she plays the dobro, guitar, piano, the cajon. In addition to writing songs for her solo releases and King Margo project, she has written scores for films and commercials. She served as the director of youth music programs. She's done curriculum development for arts education. And because that isn't enough, she's working on a freaking novel too.
And now I'm exhausted.
Yeah.
Just just listening to you, ramble all that off. But, that being said, I'm just gonna go out, come out and say that Luciana Costa is a bona fide badass, and I feel a deeper connection with her because if you couldn't tell from her name, Luciana is one of my people. That's right, she's a fellow Italian American and also a fellow Midwesterner, even though she's from Michigan. She's from that one town, that is home to my school's arch enemy.
Ah,
So, but for Lucciana, I can look past that.
yeah. Okay. She also happens to be one of my people too, because she was born in and is originally from the great state of West by God, Virginia.
Oh, yes, exactly. She's got a very diverse background, and we can't wait to talk to her about how it all informs her playing and her songwriting.
Clearly, we have a whole lot to talk about with Luciana Costa. You're going to want to get yourself a refill and settle in. So let's take a break so we can do that. Thank the fine sponsors that make this show happen. When we come back, we'll be chatting with half of King Margo, Luciana Costa. Stay tuned. This is Roots Music Rambler.
Oh, lately I've been feeling like a madman in a crowded room, gone crazy, just chasing my tail while the people talk in the party grooves. And I'm on the losing side of company. Your love makes sense to me.
Welcome back to Roots Music Rambler. That gorgeous song right there that you just heard is Your Love Makes Sense to Me, the latest single from our guest today, Luciana Costa, half of the duo of King Margo, collaborator with folks like our pal Gabe Lee, but also an amazing solo artist in her own right. Luciana, I know Francesca is, I'm usually the one that's like bursting at the seams, tickled that our guest is here, but this one we turned the tables. Not that I'm not excited to have you here, but
Aw.
Francesca is tickled to have you as a guest. So I'm glad you're here. Welcome and thank you for taking some time to hang with us.
Oh, thank you so much. I've been looking forward to this.
Aw.
Francesca is my mom's favorite name. I'm shocked my name is not Francesca, so it was fate.
I know, and we had to meet, right?
We
Like,
did.
it just had to happen. Speaking of names, does anyone call you Luch?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, yeah.
Really?
100%. That's like
Oh,
the inner circle. Inner circle calls me Luch for sure.
okay. And I just pulled that out of somewhere. So, all
Did
right.
you?
Cool. I'm glad I'm on the mark there. All right. So, like Jason said, I am thrilled to be talking with you again. And you are involved in so much. And like, where do we even start?
I
So,
know.
how about we start at the beginning? So, Jason and I chatted in the open about you were born in West Virginia, raised in Michigan, currently living in Nashville, other stops in between. So, do you feel that your music and your writing are reflective of all of the places you've called or now call home?
That's a really good question. Yeah, I mean, I would say so for sure. I'm noticing it more, and we can get into this later. I'm noticing it even more in the book that I've been working on for a long time. So I've been working on a book that very much so. Songwriting, like style wise, yes, just because partly like I was so into country music and I was growing up in Michigan and it was just like not the culture at all. So there is a bit of like when I moved here, it took me a while to move to Nashville. I lived in LA for a while. I had like a work extended work thing in New York City and then I ended up in Nashville. So it was like the last music city that I landed in and it should have been the first, although saying that, I'm glad I have the perspective of living in those other places because it just makes me appreciate here so much more. But yes, it feels like a full circle thing a lot of the time when I'm like living in a town that's so supportive of a certain kind of genre that I was so obsessed with as a kid and felt so ashamed to like admit because it was not cool to like country music and all where I was growing up. It's just like wasn't the thing. So
I
yeah, I mean, I think it's all just a crazy, like even just touring in general works its way into everyone's music. You know, that's why there's so many road songs. Like we
yeah.
just sponges, we pick everything up. So yeah, I'm sure it's all in there somehow.
So, a couple of things that came to mind while you were answering that question. First of all, I get the sense because it was not cool to like country music where you grew up, and you mentioned growing up in Michigan. I get the sense you didn't stay in West Virginia long just so I don't puff my chest out too much during this interview, I need to know where in West Virginia you're actually from, and how long did you stay there before you guys moved?
Yeah, you're right. We moved when I was very young. So I was born in
Okay.
Wheeling, West Virginia. And then we moved to Columbus, Ohio when I was 4. So I had a little
Okay.
Ohio stint. And then when I was 9, we went from Columbus, Ohio to Ann Arbor, Michigan, which is a pipeline some do not survive.
Yeah, that's weird. That's
Here in
just like
Collegeville,
screwy.
but yeah. We were kind of following my dad's work, and he found a job in Monroe, Michigan, which was about 30 minutes south. And my parents didn't know anything about Ann Arbor at all. They went in blind, and they were just like, "It seems cool." And the band that I was obsessed with as a child was playing a show at the Arc in Ann Arbor, and that was really what sealed the deal. They were like, "This is gonna be good for her," as, like, a huge music fan, and they were very supportive of that, so
Oh, that's so
yeah.
Well,
sweet.
Still
wait a
there.
minute. What was the band?
It was the Rankin family. They're Canadian, like, Celtic like, now, I think they would fall under Americana. At the
Okay.
Okay.
time, that wasn't as widely used, I don't think, because this was, like, the '90s, like, the
Yeah.
early 2000s. Yeah, they were called the Rankin family, and they were 5 siblings out of Nova Scotia, and it was just this blend of, like, really high energy, like, good songs, but just, like, so melodic, and
Wow.
the instrumentation to me was really fascinating. Yeah, I don't know. I don't even know how I got into them. My mom would play their tapes in her car. This is dating me all
Yeah.
which is fine, but she put the cassettes in her little, like, bright yellow Toyota Celica, and that's how I learned how to sing harmony. Like, she just
Wow.
same songs that I would sing along, and she was like, "Oh, I didn't know she could do that," and that's how I
Oh,
learned how to do it was to that band, so, yeah, I know, not most people don't know who they are, but they were so influential to me.
So rolling off that particular time in your life and that topic, obviously, I think you're the granddaughter of a jazz pianist.
I am.
You obviously have some roots in Appalachia, up and down the Rust Belt parkways. It seems you didn't have much of a choice; that you were kind of destined to be a musician and a songwriter. Is that accurate? And can you recall the moment you decided music is what you wanted to do?
It's it's fairly accurate. I mean, yeah, that's like the saying about the people that keep doing music for the rest of their lives just, like, can't do anything else. Like, there's definitely an element of that. Um, yeah, I mean, singing was my very first love. So, I think it started with that. I'm very young, like 3, would just belt my little heart out, and my mom was so attuned to, like, understanding who I was gonna be as a young person, which I really appreciate in retrospect, and she just immediately was like, "She likes to sing, let's put her in choir." So I was in the Columbus Children's Choir when I was 6, which was really, really young, like, super young to be in that environment, but I learned a lot, most of it I don't even remember, but it was very formal. I learned, like, actual vocal training, had a couple of solos, which was, like, really formative for just learning how to, like, be terrified and do it anyway kind of thing, which is really good. Um, but it evolved in very strange ways at times. I had the influence from my grandfather. So, it was my dad's dad was a jazz pianist and a vibraphonist, and he was amazing, like, truly an incredible musician. Probably could have been like a household name in the jazz world, but he unfortunately died when he was only 32. So my dad was
oh,
2. He was
oh,
really,
Wow.
geez.
really, really young. Yeah. So he accomplished a lot in a short amount of time, but that was always kind of like, in the family lore,
Mm.
and still is. I still feel like the longer I've been in music, the more weirdly I feel connected to him, which is cool. But I took piano lessons. My parents put me in piano, and I'm grateful for it now. And I learned so much, and I still use, like, that's how I learned music theory. And I'm extremely grateful for that. At the time, I was not
You
grateful and I just hated being told what to do, which is never disappeared throughout my life. But I did it. I did enjoy it in ways. I didn't like the rigid kind of classical structure.
Sure.
And so sort of kind of rebelled against it. I was also in violin lessons, which just did not take, because I was so obsessed with the Celtic sound. I was like, well, I want to be like, I want to do the fiddle thing. And it just, couldn't do it. Was not for me. So through all of that, like, obviously was gaining a lot of musical experience, but wasn't like in love with any of it yet. And then through the Dixie Chicks at the time, discovered what a dobro was. And that was, then it was all over. Then I was like, yes, I want to do this forever.
Cool.
Yeah, it's the long-winded version, but
No,
That's what we're here for.
yes.
so again, I can yap. So
Yay. I mean, the name of the show is Roots Music Rambler, right? Like that's what we explore. Right? Like, we want to know your story.
Yeah.
That's great. And the Chicks, I mean, yes, that was okay. I'm not going to get too far ahead of myself here, but yes, I can see how that group would be very influential to a young woman, especially playing the instruments that they did, right? The dobro, the banjo. I mean, I don't know. You didn't see a whole lot of women playing either instrument at that
100%.
time, right? So I love the part of your story, and you didn't mention this, but I read it where you were playing slide guitar in bars at age 12.
I was.
Okay.
I sure was.
All right. So that made me think, like, my strict Italian American father would never have allowed that. Okay. I mean, I wasn't even allowed to go to, as he called them, rock concerts,
Yeah.
because, they smoked the dope there. So,
Don't tell anyone.
right.
No, we don't.
No, of course not. No, children. No, we don't do that. So that being said, I don't know too many Italians or Italian Americans that are in the same space, right? Americana, singer-songwriter. I personally, you talked about growing up in Michigan and loving country music. I grew up in Chicago, as you know. I went to college in Michigan. I went to Michigan State. I know, Ann Arbor, whatever. So, but like, that was the first time I heard country music. One of my roommates was obsessed. Like, she and her mom would go line dancing and stuff. So what kind of music, and you did kind of touch on this a little bit with the Rankin family and the Chicks and stuff, but what else would have been on the soundtrack of your childhood? And do your Italian roots play a part in your artistry at all today?
Oh, that's such a good question. I love this so much. I mean, I will say I had a very untraditional Italian upbringing. So there is Italian in both sides of my parents' families. They I they had interesting childhoods the way that they grew up, so they kind of had untraditional, like, we're bounced around. And I think that, like, I think they had a more, sorry, there's a huge storm rolling in right now.
Oh,
Hopefully
jeez.
we'll all be fine. I know the sky just went black. Um, they both had a more traditional Italian upbringing than I did. When they met, it's funny to me, the older I get and the more I get to know them as adults, and we're all adults, like, I am their daughter. Like, I am literally my parents' daughter, because they met on the road. They were doing like show promotion and kind of street team stuff in Montana at the time, but they love to bounce around and are very independent and very like kind of free thinkers, I guess is how I would describe them. So that being said, it helped me have a really like open-minded childhood, which I'm so grateful for. My mom was like I did take Italian when I was young. And she definitely was intentional about exposing me to like traditional Italian music. I took a few voice lessons to learn like some traditional Italian song. I'll never forget. Like, I'm pretty sure O Sole Mio is like still in me somewhere to go sing for family members and stuff like that were older. So there was some of that for sure. But they both were also just like, sorry, the storm, making sure it's not a tornado. I know it's crazy. It's the time of year here. But yeah, my dad he just loves singer-songwriters. Like that, he is the core of my reason that I knew anything about Texas country and red dirt music and any of that. Like both of my parents are incredible music fans, I will say. And that's another thing I appreciate more the older I get. because, I'm in music, and 80% of the people that I know don't listen to music with as much intent as they do, which is really cool to me.
Nice.
They're always discovering new artists. My mom is constantly sending me music that I've never heard of still. So yeah, they just really, really love creative expression. They both of them. It's at their core to like find it and share it and express it. And yeah, that was such an amazing thing to have as a kid. And they were also open-minded to the, once the dobro thing, that can of worms got opened, that changed everything. Because at first they were like, we're done buying you instruments. Like, you through them all, you're not like, disciplined enough. You don't seem to care that much. Like, we're not. So, of course, thank God, it was the perfect, like, the second they said no, I was like, oh, okay, this is going to be this is going to be the one that sticks, obviously.
That's how it works.
Yeah, they were super supportive once I think I had to, like, I had a wreath selling business when I was a kid.
Wreath?
This is a side tangent. I don't know if I'll put this in any online public information.
All right, so tell me how old you were when this dobro thing happened, and you said that kind of became your instrument. How long before you started exploring other instruments?
So I was 12, but I would say dobro actually came last, almost last. Regular guitar came very last, in my order of approaching instruments. But yeah, dobro. So I had done like violin, drums, and piano, and like singing in choir and musical theater and all that. So dobro was kind of one of the last to enter the chat. But I was 12.
Nice.
It changed my life.
Okay. Well, we're glad it did, and sent you on the direction that you've been in, which is fantastic. We're going to take a real pause here for a quick break. When we come back, though, we're going to talk with Lucciana Costa about the various bands and projects she's a part of, including King Margo, and what else we can expect to see and hear from her in the near future. In the meantime, we're going to listen to some more great music. Here's Lucciana Costa's track, Swimming Around. Don't go away. This might be, I don't know what it is. This is Roots Music Rambler.
Good girl knows to bite your lip. He ain't the one, she ain't the one for me. Sitting alone, my mountain top ain't coming down. Well, I can't have you, but I can lose you. You're like a piece of gum stuck to my shoe. You're everywhere I go. Well, I can't have you, but I can lose you. What's it gonna take for me to tell you no?
Welcome back to Roots Music Rambler. We're apparently brewing up a storm here tonight with Lucciana Costa. The song you just heard is Can't Have You, Can't Lose You, the Gum song by King Margo. As we told you, Luciana is one half of the duo known as King Margo, and she's here with us. So, Luciana, that is such a fun song, and I know after Frank saw you all perform it for the first time, she couldn't stop talking about it. The other half of the duo, by the way, for those of you who don't know, is Rachel Coates. I read somewhere, though, that the two of you met in a field in my current home state of Kentucky. Please explain, and how did the King Margo project come about from that?
Yes, it sounds very dramatic. We were dropped in a cornfield, and no, we met in a band. We were both hired for the same band for a run of shows. We had a mutual friend from back home, from her hometown. So I grew up in Ann Arbor. She grew up in Toledo, Ohio.
Okay.
So they were like 40 minutes apart from each other. So we didn't know each other then. But we both got brought into this project, and they were based out of Bowling Green, Kentucky. So rolled up to rehearsal, just for the first time, everyone's kind of meeting each other, and we just clicked. I mean, we just clicked immediately, like literally from day one. There was just this, like, we got along super well. And we were just like, you're cool, you're cool. And then we we ended up riding around together on that run because we were in kind of a caravan. And at the time, I was rocking a gold Chevy Express van named Vince. It had
Nice.
my head in the back, and I was like sleeping in the back and doing the van life thing. Um, and so I was tasked with carrying all the gear around because it was only a 2-seater. So we put all the band gear in my van, and I only had room for one other person to ride. So Rachel and I spent a lot of time together on that run, or that whole summer, really. And yeah, it's just like loved singing together, like really truly immediately. We were just like, this feels so awesome. Yeah, so we decided to try and form our own project right after that, which originally was called Bashville. That was our duo name.
All right.
We tried to trademark it, and it was impossible to trademark because so many things are called that here in town.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we just, we cut our teeth playing at bars and did not know what we were doing, and did the cover thing, and just, it was, we had a running list on our website for a while of like things people said to us that were like kind of compliments but kind of weren't compliments, and we put them on our website. And we just had a lot of fun. I mean, we still have fun. It's just it's been 10 years now, and we've done a lot.
Wow.
We've done a lot. Yeah.
What band in Bowling Green was it?
They were called Hootost.
Okay. I don't know them, but
Host.
okay.
Yeah, they're kind of like it's like world music mixed with like rock music kind of thing. It was fun to play.
Okay.
Playing keys and she was playing bass.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Cool.
Well, King Margo has been my pick in the grinnin'. That's a little segment that we do here on the show. So King Margo has been my pick a couple of times now. And then we mentioned that you play with another friend of the show, Gabe Lee. Y'all are pretty good friends. So are there any other projects or bands that you are a part of or have been?
Yeah, I mean, we pretty regularly, so it's King Margo, Gabe, Jason Eady.
Oh, yeah.
Rachel and I played with him quite a bit. We met him in 2022. So since then, we played with him a bunch, which is the best. He's the best. Has he been on the show? Do y'all know him?
He has not, but I believe if
We're
I'm
gonna
not
see him next
mistaken, we're going to
weekend.
see him next weekend. So yeah.
Awesome. Okay, yeah. So we play with him a lot. And then Susan Warner is the other person that will kind of keep in the rotation. Do y'all know her at all?
Know the name.
Same.
Amazing. Like, oh my God, we love her so much. She's just like, I don't even know how to describe her. She's truly a musical genius. If she watches
Awesome.
this, she's gonna hate that I'm saying this, but like genuinely, she is a genius. We are just lucky she like sums it with us and lets us play with her sometimes. We're like, she plays what they call college chords here in town.
Okay.
They're just hard. They're just like interesting voicings, and like she just has such a unique style. She plays piano and guitar. And she's hilarious. Like, she's just such a joy to play music with.
Nice.
I love it.
Yeah, those are and then we played with a ton of people, but those are like the regular. We played with Sophie Galt, who I know is just on.
Yep.
Love Sophie to death. Love her songs. Think she is one of the best writers in town, like genuinely. So we've done some stuff with her, and Zach Meadows, like that whole
yeah.
TNG crew.
Love it.
Yeah.
That's good stuff.
Wow.
Oh, so you alluded to, and we alluded to in the intro, that you're also working on a novel. So, couple of questions here. First of all, when the fuck do you sleep? Second of all, perhaps more seriously, I guess, is the second question. Tell us a little bit more about the novel, if you can. What's it about, and when can we expect to see it in our dirty little fingers?
Oh my God, that question I don't know, and I wish I had an answer to. I sleep a lot, actually. I love to sleep. What I've stopped doing is socializing, which is terrible, and I miss my friends. I do still sleep because I don't function without it. Yeah, I mean, so it's my first foray into this process at all. I'm learning so much about it. I truly, my goal is to get it published. and work with an agent and like do it. You know, I will self-publish if that's where it ends up, but I'm going to try to pitch it and like see what happens.
Sure.
I finished the first draft in November, and that took 6.5 years, which is insane. Now I say that a lot of that was like not doing it for long stretches of time. Like really, I can't work on it when we're on the road. It just doesn't work. I've tried and I've done it a little bit here and there, but like the two lifestyles like do not mix for me. I think some people can honestly pull it off. But yeah, it's that hits my wall. I'm just like, I can't. It just doesn't come. It's too much output at the same time. But yeah, so I've been doing a course. Essentially, it's like a guided kind of like novel college course.
Cool.
Work with people, so you get to work with published authors and editors, and they really just like step by step help guide you through the process, which has been so amazing. Because the first draft is like, it's awesome, and you get to tell yourself the story, and it's essentially a multi-point of view climate change drama. So
Okay.
it follows 5 different people from different parts of the world, and kind of they all have kind of personal life crises upended by things that are happening with climate change, and then it all culminates when a hurricane hits New York City. So that's like the general idea of the plot. But yeah, it's just been a wild ride. Like lately I'm just in research mode, so I'm literally just spending hours and hours like researching things I never thought I'd even think about in my entire life. And it's so the opposite of writing music. It's so like involved and long, you know. It's just truly to build something of that scope is I've never done anything like this as a writing project before. But it actually, and it's funny we're talking about like my childhood and stuff, because writing stories and novels was my first love. Like even before music, me and my 2 best friends, we had a novel series called Olympic Dreams that we wrote, and we each had like a sport that we were supposed to write a book for, and we would sit in any of our parents' houses and just write for like hours together.
Wow.
I love that.
It's adorable to think about in hindsight.
That's cool.
Yeah, I just love it. I truly, truly love it.
What was your sport?
Mine was ice skating.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and then half of a gymnastics novel. Finished the ice skating, didn't finish the gymnastics.
Mine was sumo wrestling.
Did you write about it or did you do it?
I don't know. I don't remember.
Somehow that one didn't cross our radar.
Oh my goodness. Okay. I love that. I was the same way. I was always writing.
Yeah.
You did.
Okay.
Okay, so back to the novel. I think there's like a whole like genre, right? It's like cli-fi, I think it's called.
There is.
Right?
Yes.
And you should see, I'm such a dork. I have a spreadsheet with all the books that I want to read, and it's organized by like fiction, nonfiction, where I can find it. Is it print? Is it audio? Is it digital? Okay, so that my own child makes fun of me because I have this spreadsheet. So when your novel is published, it will be on my TBR because I do love the cli-fi as well. Dystopia, like that's my favorite. But anyway, we're getting way off track. And so
I could though easily.
Wait, before you go any further, Lucciana, you need to know she does the spreadsheet on the books she wants to read. I keep a spreadsheet of artists I've seen live, where and when.
That's awesome. Oh, I love this. So we all have spreadsheets. It's just
we're nerd. You're in the nerd herd on this show.
Oh,
for real
God. Though. It's who I am. Truly, I've been working on a spreadsheet. It's just a chapter outline. That's all it is and it's like I've been working on this for days, like hours. Like it's like a full-time job. I'm looking at this Google Sheets thing of like this is the most insane thing to do, like, voluntarily. Like, getting paid for, like,
You know, I kind of feel the same way. It's not my
yeah.
job.
No,
I'm doing it
but
voluntarily,
it's
but
satisfying.
yeah, I'm a nerd.
Yeah.
And so that leads perfectly into my next question, because there's one more thing that I did want to ask you about. So I'm an educator myself, okay? That's my day job. So I learned that you did some work with arts education and curriculum development. So are you still involved in those kinds of endeavors, and what was the impetus for you to take on those kinds of roles and projects?
You know, I'm currently not, and I do miss it. I really genuinely do. I mean, honestly, the impetus at the time was I had no experience in teaching at all, and someone asked me if I was willing to do it when I was living in LA, and I was just like, "Of course," because I was willing to do anything when I
Sure.
was living out there. I was like, "I need income," like, absolutely. So the business model was, like, in-home music lessons for kids age 0 to 6.
Oh,
So it was truly focused on, like, these aren't music lessons, this is engaging with really young kids in a musical way, like that it was supposed to not be super structured and super disciplined and kind of like, and we ended up working with like some older kids that were special needs but like still fit the criteria for what we were doing. And I did that for years, and I loved it. I truly loved it. Like, I never had any experience uh just kind of communicating, especially with kids, in that way, because I wasn't, I don't think that I would have been a very good, and I don't think I've ever been good at the kind of very disciplined music teaching that is required to be great. I mean, truly, like, I respect Rachel's truly the music educator of the two of us. Like, she studied it in college. She's done it consistently ever since then. Like, she's really amazing. And she's a very methodical person and organized, and like, she's just such a good music teacher. And that I don't think I possess that skill in the same way. But I'm really grateful to have been able to educate in a less structured way, because it's still important. Like, it still
mm,
matters. And we were able to reach kids that I think would have just kind of not really had those opportunities because they would have just been yelled at,
oh,
most of the time in school, or like, we got that feedback a lot where like they were not able to thrive as much in a more structured environment. So, yeah. And then when I was in New York, I was an assistant, like, music educator, and then ran the program for the same camp on their LA campus a few years later. But it's songwriting for teenagers.
oh,
Ooh.
I
nice.
loved every second of it. It's such a cool gig. I would do it again in a heartbeat. It's just touring kind of took over. The performing side of it took over, but
Sure.
I do miss it. I really do.
That my own
Well,
teen would be interested in something like that. Like, that sounds
yeah.
awesome.
Yeah. It's called Socapa. SOCAPA. Socapa.
Okay. Okay. I'll have
Very
to look
nice.
into that.
Yeah, both of our daughters would probably enjoy the hell out of that. That's good stuff.
Yeah.
We've covered a lot of ground in this. We've talked about some solo stuff. We've talked about some King Margo. We've talked about sumo wrestling. We've talked about education. So that's good stuff. And how's the storm brewing there in the Nash Vegas?
Chilling out. Well, kind of.
The-
Sunset. Yeah, the sunset. So the sky should be dark now. We're
okay.
good.
All right. We were worried there for a little bit. We might lose you, but I'm glad the
Oh,
Thor, the god of thunder, decided to subside for a while.
Right.
Anyway, back to the program. Luciana, please tell our listeners where to find you and your work on them their interwebs.
yeah. So my personal socials are just at Lucciana Costa, which is LUCCIANA. And then King Margo is at King Margo Music on all our socials. And if you want to look up our website, it's just kingmargo.com.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, we cannot thank you enough for spending some time and chatting with us here on the big program. Folks, be sure to check out the show notes at rootsmusicrambler.com. We've got links to Luciana's songs and whatnot. Let's go out with the latest single from King Margo, Game Over. So is our interview. Be sure to stick around. Our Picking the Grinning segment is coming up next. This is Roots Music Rambler. Welcome back to Roots Music Rambler. How about that Lucciana Costa, huh? That's some good stuff right there. Hopefully she eventually finds time to sleep. But yeah, impressive.
Very true.
And I mentioned that, I think, when we were talking to her. I have played a bunch of King Margo tracks, or at least that one track, several times on my radio show in the last couple months. So it's been popping out there, which is good. So it's good to see success following people we like. So
for sure.
All right, that brings us to the Picking the Grinning segment here on the big program. That is where Frank and I pick things that are making us grin and sharing them with you. It's usually an artist or an album or a song. It might be a podcast. It might be a documentary. It might be a lot of other things. But it's usually something that goes in your earballs and makes you smile. The Picking the Grinning segment. I'm going to be selfish this week, Frank, and go first. Because some of you may know that one of my day job things is I produce a podcast for a young lady by the name of Katie Combs. She's Life of Katie Ann on Instagram and TikTok. And she has a podcast called Listen Honey. She's a fellow Eastern Kentuckian like me, and she normally starts out any story with "Listen, honey, let me tell you something." One of those things. So we happened to record a couple of her episodes earlier this week, and I happened to be in the studio with my Picking the Grinning this week, and I got to hear his full story. And of course, I immediately was like, "Hey, I want to have you on my podcast too. It's not nearly as big as Katie's, but we talk about Americana music." And he was like, "Absolutely." So we will hopefully be hearing from him on a full episode here in the future. But the young man is by the name of Hunter Flynn. And the people around the state of Kentucky are probably saying right now in unison, "It's about fucking time you do Hunter Flynn on your damn podcast. Picking the Grinning, you son of a bitch. You wait too long." So he's been out for a little while. I've heard his name bounced around. I hadn't had the opportunity to see him live or anything yet. Well, I spent a couple hours with him earlier this week and got to hear him play some songs and got to joke around with him about a couple of things. And oh my God, this kid is going places. He is good. He reminds me, and I know we throw this around. I've said it about a couple other people, but if you think about Tyler Childers when he was about 18 years old, when he was still a little shy, but he was still kind of excited about getting in front of people, that's where I think Hunter Flynn is right now. Like, he's got a big smile on his face. He's big wide-eyed about the opportunities that he's getting. He's writing fantastic songs. He's got a really interesting backstory that I will save for the more full edition of the show and let him tell it. But like, he had like a near-death experience and everything. So just craziness. But he's from the Pulaski County, Somerset area of Kentucky, which is about an hour and 15, 20 minutes south of Lexington. And so just on the verge of Eastern Kentucky. He's almost disqualified from being Eastern Kentucky, but I would say it's Eastern Kentucky where he's from. But man, really great songs, really clever songwriter. And I'm really excited for him because I do think in a year or two, we're going to be sitting here going, "Holy shit, he got nominated for a Grammy or whatever." Like, he's got that kind of potential. So Hunter Flynn is my Picking the Grinning.
All right. Well, I look forward to hearing some of his stuff and talking to him soon, hopefully.
Yeah, hope so.
All right. Good stuff. Well, my pick is another Kentuckian.
Yeah.
Shocker. I know. It's like, this should be like, I don't know, maybe we should rename the podcast. Anyway. Okay. So my pick this week is someone that I've seen live a few times. I know at least twice, maybe more. And we haven't heard much from him recently. And it makes me sad because he's uber talented. And I am talking about Ian No. And he's from Beattyville, Kentucky. Is that how y'all pronounce it?
Beattyville, which is where Montana Hobbs is from the local Honeys.
That's what I'm like, why did, and I just drove through Kentucky last week. So I'm like, did I see it on a sign? Like, why is this name familiar? Now I know why.
There you
So, yes, Ian No, excellent songwriter, very distinctive voice. Like, he's been compared to Bob Dylan. He's just very, like, his music is emotional. It makes me emotional. He conveys a lot of emotion in his songwriting and in his delivery and his singing. And, I know maybe it was about 3 years ago, maybe a little bit more, he was involved in an accident and was injured, and he had to cancel a tour. And then I just, like, didn't hear anything else about him. And a song of his came up on probably satellite radio not that long ago. And I'm like, oh my goodness, where has he been? So I tried to look it up, and I read something that says at the end of 2024, maybe, that he was putting the finishing touches on a new album. But as far as I know, there's not been anything new released. And I just checked his website, and there are no tour dates scheduled. So if anybody knows what's going on with Ian No, please share. But in the meantime, if you haven't listened to his music, definitely check him out. If you like the kind of music that we talk about here, then you don't know Ian No, you want to know Ian No.
Absolutely.
That was
Couldn't
really
agree
corny.
more. Yeah. Good stuff. Ian No, good stuff. And hopefully there's something new percolating for some reason. But maybe we'll do some phone calling and emailing and see if we can't figure out what's going on there. Because Ian, if you're watching or listening, man, come tell us the story. We'd love to hear it.
Please.
That'd be great. Good stuff. Well, this was a fun episode. I've had a blast.
Me too. And I got a present.
Yes, you did. Absolutely. Now you got to figure out if you're going to frame it or not. So
I know. I got to think.
Anyway, Roots Music Rambler is a production of Falls and Partners, copyright 2026. Our theme music, I think, is what I'm supposed to talk about now, is Sheepskin and Beeswax by Gentacorum. Join us online at rootsmusicrambler.com and make sure you mash that subscribe or follow button so you remember to join us for the next hoedown and throwdown. She's Frank.
And he's Falls.
Whatever you do, kids, ramble on. Where are you dialing in from?
On my internet?
No, where are you physically, geographically?
Oh, sorry. I'm at my house in Nashville.
Oh, okay. I was just there this morning.
Oh, you were?
No, not at your house. Like that's creepy.
Oh my God.
Guess I should have qualified that a little bit.
I was sick this morning.